Have you ever woken up feeling heavy drained and staring at a blood test that showed your creatinine climbing higher than last time? If you have, you're not alone. And I need you to hear this right now, because what I'm about to tell you could mean the difference between living freely or hearing your doctor say the word dialysis. Kidney disease doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't crash down in one night, it creeps in quietly until one morning your legs are swollen, your blood pressure is up, and the labs confirm what you feared all along. And here's the urgent truth: the danger often doesn't come from big medical crises. It comes from the tiny, ordinary choices you make every single morning. The first sip you take, the first bite of breakfast, the way you move or don't move before noon. These little moments can silently push your kidneys closer to failure, or they can become the turning point that protects you for years to come. I'm Dr. Johnny, and today I'm going to share with you 10 simple but life-saving morning habits. Not gimmicks, not miracle cures, but real science-backed strategies that I've seen transform patients' lives and stabilize creatinine when nothing else seemed to work. And here's the best part: you can start tomorrow morning before the coffee even touches your lips. Because when it comes to your kidneys, consistency in the smallest details is what decides the future. So stay with me, because the very first habit is the foundation for everything else, and it might completely change the way you start your day. So let's start with the very first habit, the one that sets the tone for your entire day. What's the very first thing most people reach for when they wake up? Coffee. That steaming cup, that ritual we swear we can't function without. But here's the shocking truth: if your creatinine is already high, grabbing coffee first thing in the morning is like pouring gasoline on a smoldering fire. It spikes your cortisol, dehydrates your body after a long night's sleep, and forces your kidneys to work overtime before the day has even begun. I'll never forget one of my patients, Robert, a 62-year-old man who insisted he could never start his morning without coffee. His creatinine kept creeping up, and he thought more medication was the only answer. But when I asked him to delay his coffee by just 30 minutes and start his day with a full glass of warm water instead, everything changed. Within 2 months, his kidney function stabilized, his energy returned, and for the first time in years, he didn't feel like he was dragging himself through the day. He didn't have to give up coffee. He simply learned to put his kidneys first. And the science backs this up. After 6 to 8 hours of sleep, your body is naturally dehydrated. Studies show even mild dehydration can raise creatinine levels by 10 to 15%. That first glass of warm water is like giving your kidneys the rinse they desperately need. Add a squeeze of fresh lemon, and you're delivering antioxidants and a gentle alkalizing effect that reduces the acid load, quietly damaging your kidneys. So tomorrow morning, before you touch the coffee pot, drink that glass of warm or room temperature water. Sip it slowly, let your body wake up, and give your kidneys a fighting chance. But knowing this one trick isn't enough, because the very next choice you make, your breakfast, can quietly undo all your progress in an instant. And that hidden danger is even more common than coffee. You've just given your kidneys a gentle rinse with warm water, but what happens next can either strengthen that progress or quietly destroy it, and it all begins on your breakfast plate. Most people believe sugar is the big villain, but the real hidden danger for your kidneys is salt, and not the kind you shake onto your food. I'm talking about the invisible sodium that's already packed into so-called healthy breakfast staples: cereal, bread, cheese, even those turkey slices you think are light. I once worked with Maria, a 58-year-old who swore she ate healthy every morning. 2 slices of toast with cheese, a small bowl of cereal, nothing extreme. But when we sat down and checked the labels, her light breakfast carried over 100 and 200 milligrams of sodium, half her daily limit, before she'd even started the day. The result: rising blood pressure, swelling, and creatinine levels that refused to budge. Once she swapped the hidden salt for a simple bowl of oatmeal with blueberries and a handful of unsalted nuts, everything changed. Within weeks, her blood pressure fell, her swelling eased, and her labs showed her kidneys finally catching a break. And the data backs this up. The National Kidney Foundation warns that excess sodium doesn't just push blood pressure higher, it accelerates kidney damage by forcing the filters to work under constant strain. Research shows cutting just 1,000 milligrams of sodium per day can lower blood pressure and slow kidney decline significantly. That's a change you can literally see on your next blood test. So here's the fix: ditch the processed breakfast meats and salty spreads. Choose plain oatmeal avocado on no-salt bread or a smoothie with apples and berries. Flavor your food with herbs black pepper or garlic powder instead of pouring on sodium. Your kidneys don't need bland food, they need smarter food. But only avoiding hidden salt won't be enough because there's another silent danger waiting in the very way you start your mornings, and it has nothing to do with food. It's about what your body does or doesn't do right after you wake up. You've cleaned your system with water and avoided the salt trap at breakfast, but now comes a mistake most people don't even realize they're making. It's what you fail to do with your body the moment you wake up. Think about it. After hours of lying still, your circulation is sluggish, your blood flow is slow, and your kidneys are working uphill without support. The first few minutes after waking can either activate your body's natural rhythm or leave your kidneys fighting against the current all day. Let me tell you about Thomas, a 65-year-old retired teacher. Every morning his routine was the same: sit down with the newspaper, sip coffee, and barely move until noon. His labs showed rising creatinine, and his ankles were always swollen. I suggested something so simple he laughed at me: just 10 minutes of gentle walking right after his morning drink. Within weeks, the swelling eased, his blood pressure dropped, and he admitted he felt more awake before noon than he had in years. And the science is clear. Intense workouts can actually strain your kidneys, but gentle morning movement, walking, stretching, even a few minutes of Tai Chi does the opposite. Studies show just 10 minutes of low-impact exercise improves circulation, lowers inflammation, and increases oxygen delivery to your kidneys. This isn't about burning calories or training for a marathon. It's about waking up your blood flow so your kidneys can do their job without struggling. So tomorrow morning, after your glass of warm water, roll your shoulders back, stretch your arms overhead, and take a short walk in the sunlight if you can. That simple routine signals your body we're awake, we're moving, and the kidneys are supported. But even healthy movement can't shield your kidneys if you forget the one daily protection they depend on. And missing it, even just sometimes, can silently undo everything you've built. You've fueled your body with water, avoided hidden salt, and even moved your muscles to wake up circulation. But none of that can protect your kidneys if you skip the one daily shield they rely on: your prescribed medication. And here's the problem: so many people tell me I feel fine, so I don't always take my pills. That small decision, that occasional skip, is one of the fastest ways to push kidneys toward failure. Take Evelyn, a 70-year-old grandmother I worked with. She ate carefully, walked every morning, even tried meditation. Yet her blood pressure kept spiking and her creatinine climbed month after month. When we dug deeper, we found the reason: she often skipped her blood pressure medication because she felt normal. What she didn't realize is that high blood pressure doesn't wait for symptoms. Every missed dose was like a silent attack on her kidneys. The science here is unforgiving. Studies show that inconsistent use of prescribed medications for blood pressure and diabetes can accelerate kidney decline by years. Medications like ACE inhibitors or ARBs aren't just symptom control, they literally reduce the strain on your kidney filters, slowing the very damage that raises creatinine. But that protection only works if you actually take it morning after morning without fail. So here's the fix: keep your pills somewhere visible, but safe. Link them to a daily habit like brushing your teeth, or set a phone alarm you can't ignore. Think of it not as taking medicine, but as putting on armor for the day. Because every pill you take is one more shield over your kidneys, saying, "I've got your back." But even armor can be pierced if your body's drowning in stress. And that's the next hidden enemy, silently wearing down your kidneys every single morning. You've put on your shield with medication, but there's one invisible enemy that slips past every pill, every diet, and every walk you take, and that enemy is stress. Stress doesn't just attack your mind, it quietly wrecks your kidneys from the inside out. Most people don't realize that when stress hormones like cortisol stay high, blood pressure rises, blood sugar spikes, and the delicate filters in your kidneys inflame and scar over time. I worked with Daniel, a 60-year-old accountant who seemed to do everything right. His diet was clean, his medications on time, yet his creatinine kept climbing. Why? Because he lived in constant tension: emails, deadlines, family worries. His body never shut off the fight or flight switch. Even though he sat calmly at his desk, his kidneys were under assault every single morning, and science confirms this. Research shows chronic stress can raise blood pressure by 10 to 15 points, enough to accelerate kidney damage even in people who think they're doing everything else correctly. But here's the good news. The antidote doesn't require a prescription, just your breath. Spending just 2 to 5 minutes in the morning with slow, deep breathing resets your nervous system. Inhale through your nose for 4 seconds. Hold briefly and exhale slowly for 6. This simple rhythm tells your body you're safe. You can heal. Heart rate slows blood vessels open, and your kidneys finally get a break. So tomorrow morning, before you rush into the noise of the day, sit quietly for a moment, close your eyes, and take those deep breaths. It's not meditation. It's medication-free, natural, and without side effects. But calming your nerves is only half the battle, because the very next decision, what you put on your breakfast plate, can either fuel your kidneys with healing or bury them under extra work. You've calmed your mind and given your kidneys a moment of peace, but now comes the fuel that decides whether that peace lasts or gets destroyed: your breakfast. For many people, breakfast feels like comfort: food, bacon, cheese, sugary cereal, or maybe a stack of pancakes dripping with syrup. It tastes good going down, but for your kidneys, it's a heavy burden they can't escape. I remember Linda, a 64-year-old nurse, who always started her mornings with egg sausage and buttered toast. She believed she was fueling her body with protein for energy, but month after month, her creatinine climbed higher and her fatigue worsened. When we swapped her breakfast for oatmeal topped with blueberries, chia seeds, and a drizzle of olive oil, everything changed. Within weeks, her numbers stabilized, her swelling eased, and she told me she finally had the energy to keep up with her patients again. And the science explains why. Animal-heavy breakfasts create more acid waste and protein byproducts that kidneys struggle to filter. In contrast, plant-based meals like oatmeal smoothies or avocado toast on no-salt bread produce fewer toxins, reduce inflammation, and provide antioxidants that actively protect your kidney cells. Studies show that diets rich in fruits, vegetables, and whole grains can slow kidney decline and improve lab results over time. So here's the smarter choice: go for unsweetened oatmeal avocado toast or a colorful smoothie bowl with spinach and berries. These meals don't just energize you, they take the weight off your kidneys so they can keep working for years to come. But even the healthiest breakfast can't save you if you fall into one of the most dangerous morning habits of all: reaching for painkillers before the day has even begun. Your breakfast may be light and kidney-friendly, but one wrong move afterward can undo all that good in seconds. Reaching for painkillers like ibuprofen or naproxen first thing in the morning? To most people, it feels harmless: a pill for stiff joints, a headache, or a sore back. But to your kidneys, these pills can be a silent poison that erodes their strength day by day. George, a 61-year-old construction worker I treated, is a perfect example. Years of hard labor left him with constant aches, so every morning he swallowed 2 ibuprofen tablets without a second thought. On the outside, he looked tough and functional, but inside, his creatinine kept rising until his kidney function dropped by nearly 40%. By the time he realized what was happening, the damage was already visible on his labs. The research here is sobering. NSAIDs, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, work by reducing blood flow to the kidneys. Even occasional use can interfere with how they filter waste. Studies show that regular NSAID use can double the risk of chronic kidney disease, especially in people over 50. And yet most people never connect their harmless morning pill with the numbers creeping up on their blood test. So here's the safer path before you reach for those painkillers: try alternatives. Gentle stretching, a warm shower, turmeric tea, or anti-inflammatory foods like berries and leafy greens can ease discomfort without harming your kidneys. If medication is absolutely necessary, use the lowest effective dose and talk with your doctor about safer options. Your kidneys already work 24/7. They don't need another burden. But even if you avoid these pills, there's another silent danger many people ignore, and it shows up not in what you take, but in the numbers you never check. You may think you're safe if you skip the painkillers, but there's another trap that silently pushes kidneys toward failure: flying blind with your health numbers. Every morning, your body is whispering clues about your kidneys, but if you're not checking them, you may not know the danger until it's too late. 2 numbers matter most: your blood pressure and your blood sugar. Take Mark, a 59-year-old truck driver. He never felt sick, so he never bothered checking his blood pressure. By the time fatigue and swelling in his legs showed up, his pressure had been dangerously high for years, silently choking his kidneys. the damage was already underway. On the other hand, Susan, another patient of mine, kept a simple blood pressure monitor at her bedside. By catching spikes early, she was able to adjust her meals and work with her doctor on her medications. Her creatinine stayed steady while others in her situation declined. The data is undeniable. According to the American Heart Association, high blood pressure is the leading cause of kidney failure, and diabetes isn't far behind. Elevated blood sugar scars the delicate filters in your kidneys until they can no longer keep up. But here's the good news: research shows that people who monitor at home and make adjustments see up to a 30% slower progression of kidney disease compared to those who don't. So if your doctor recommends it, make checking your pressure or glucose part of your morning ritual. It's not about chasing perfection, it's about awareness, because once you see the trend, you can act before the damage becomes irreversible. But even if you know your numbers, there's still one more hidden danger disguised as something healthy that could quietly push your kidneys over the edge. You've checked your numbers and you feel in control, but here's where many people slip up without even realizing it: what they pour into their morning cup. Herbal teas are marketed as detox cleansing, even kidney-friendly. But the truth is, not all herbs are safe, and some can quietly push your kidneys into deeper trouble. Take Alice, a 63-year-old retiree who loved her morning detox tea. She thought it was helping her body cleanse, but within months her blood pressure spiked and her potassium levels climbed to dangerous heights. Why? Because her tea contained licorice root and dandelion, common ingredients that act like diuretics, disrupting sodium and potassium balance, creating exactly the kind of stress her kidneys couldn't afford. Science confirms it. Ingredients like parsley, licorice root, and certain detox blends can raise blood pressure or alter electrolytes in ways that silently damage kidney function. For someone with high creatinine, that's like pouring acid on an open wound. On the other hand, teas like chamomile, peppermint, and ginger are generally safe allies. They soothe inflammation, aid digestion, and comfort the body without overwhelming the kidneys. So here's the rule: always read the label. Don't be fooled by flashy promises and keep your intake moderate. 1 cup, not gallons. Treat herbal tea as a gentle supplement, not a cure. Your kidneys will thank you for the difference. But even if you choose the right teas, none of these habits will stick unless you anchor them with one final step: the single practice that makes consistency possible and transforms small changes into lifelong protection. You've hydrated, eaten smart, moved your body, managed stress, taken your shield of medication, and even chosen safer drinks. But here's the truth: none of these habits will matter unless you can do them consistently. And consistency doesn't happen by accident. It happens because each morning you set one clear intention for your kidneys. I once worked with James, a 67-year-old man who felt completely overwhelmed. He tried to overhaul his entire lifestyle at once: new diet, new exercise, new routines, and within weeks he gave up. He thought it was impossible, so we stripped it back to basics. Each morning he chose just one goal: today I'll drink 6 glasses of water, or today I'll skip salty snacks. That's it. Simple, realistic, achievable. Within 6 months his creatinine stabilized, his confidence grew, and for the first time he felt in control instead of trapped by his health. And science agrees. Behavioral studies show that people who focus on small, specific goals are twice as likely to sustain healthy habits long-term. Each small promise kept becomes a win, and those daily wins build into weeks, months, and then real results on your lab tests. So tomorrow morning, ask yourself, what's my kidney goal today? Write it down, set a reminder, or just say it out loud. Because the power isn't in perfection, it's in repetition. Every sunrise is another chance to protect your kidneys, strengthen your body, and reclaim your future. And when you stack these 10 small steps together, you're not just avoiding dialysis, you're building a life of energy, independence, and hope. Taking care of your kidneys doesn't require perfection, it requires consistency. Even if you can't apply all 10 habits right away, start with just one tomorrow morning and build from there. Every small choice is progress, and progress adds up to protection. If you found value here, make sure to save this video so you can come back to these habits whenever you need a reminder. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. That way, you'll always have the latest medical insights, tips, and practical strategies to safeguard your kidney health at your fingertips. Remember this: every sunrise is a brand new chance to support your body. You are not powerless against high creatinine, and you are never alone in this journey. With the right choices made daily, you can protect your kidneys, restore your energy, and reclaim the life you truly deserve. Truly.